In this video, we are going to talk about Instagram marketing for e-commerce business. So if you are a business owner or a social media manager who wants to leverage social media so that you would increase the demand through brand awareness and driving traffic into your website and converting the people that visits your website, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Shaira. I'm a social media manager who help e-commerce business get more reach and drive traffic to their website using social media. In this video, we are going to talk about the step-by-step process of how to create an Instagram marketing strategy for your e-commerce business. So this is a 7-step guide, and at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a bonus tip, especially if you're going to outsource your Instagram marketing or your social media marketing efforts as a small business. Step 1 is to optimize your profile. Why is it important to optimize your Instagram profile? Because this will give you a first impression for your ideal customer who potentially would follow or visit your profile or click your website or more likely check your social media content and get more interested about what your business is all about. So I did a video about optimizing your profile. I would recommend you to watch this video here after you watch this video. So make sure to optimize your profile, but before we optimize your profile, we need to craft first our Instagram marketing strategy, and that leads to step 2. Step 2 is set your goal and key performance indicator. Before we jump into our social media marketing efforts, we need to understand what is our goal when it comes to using Instagram as a tool for us to generate awareness or drive traffic or nurture the people that are following us on our Instagram account or other social media platforms. By setting a goal, we will be able to understand where we need to exert effort when it comes to our Instagram strategy. Here are the things that you need to keep in mind and to ponder upon when it comes to Instagram presence. Here are some examples when it comes to setting your goals on Instagram. For instance, if you're a starting business, then perhaps you don't have social media presence first. So then perhaps your goal on Instagram is to prioritize your brand awareness campaign first before you move forward into generating traffic or sales to your audience, because you need to nurture first your audience and to inform them that your brand exists and what you can offer to them. In mind, when it comes to social media, if you're not able to convert your audience, then perhaps the problem there when it comes to generating sales or generating traffic to your website is you're not building demand when it comes to awareness. So if you're familiar with sales funnel, the top funnel is awareness, the second funnel is consideration, and the bottom funnel is conversion, and the bottom is loyalty. If you're a starting business or you're launching your product, then you first need to build demand and build brand awareness for your business, and then you move those people who are on top of the funnel to consideration, then to conversion, and then turn those people to loyal audience or loyal customers. So when in terms of key performance indicator, you need to align your key performance indicator based on your goals. So with your goals, let's say for instance, I've given you an example that your goal is to increase demand or brand awareness for your business because you are a starting business. Then the key metrics that you wanted to measure are impressions, reach, content engagement, follower growth. So those are the key metrics when it comes to brand awareness. We have different key metrics or key performance indicator when it comes to different goals in social media. So for consideration, we have different set of key performance indicator as well as conversion. So that's just an example that I wanted to illustrate to you when it comes to setting your goal and aligning your key performance indicator, or what are the metrics that you need to look into when it comes to setting your goal so that you understand how successful your social media efforts are. You need to consider as well when it comes to setting your goals where you are right now in your business. So as what I have mentioned earlier, if you're a starting business, then you need to focus on brand awareness efforts on social media or Instagram. If you're already an established business or scaling business, then perhaps your goal is different from other businesses. Another factor that you need to take into consideration is if you're already using Instagram for your business, what are the Instagram strategies or efforts that works for you, or did not work for you? What are your struggles on Instagram or social media in general? Be able to understand what works for your business and what does not work for your business. So it's not a one size fits all when it comes to making and understanding your marketing efforts, because every business differs and there are things that you need to tweak in order for it to fit based on your business and where you are right now in your business. So now we have a clear sense of how to set your goal and the key performance indicator. Now let's move to step 3, which is our Instagram content strategy. In this part, we need to understand some key elements that we need to consider before we create content, before we create the graphics, before we write captions and all of that. On the third step, the first thing that you need to do is to craft your ideal client avatar, client persona. Understanding your ideal client, ideal persona, or ideal avatar. So in this one, we need to understand the key areas when it comes to communicating to a specific client. So let's say, for instance, if you are a skincare business, and generally skincare industry is already a general audience. So you're targeting a specific people who are interested into skincare. But if you are starting business, you want to target a specific area in the skincare business so that you could position yourself in the market. So let's say, for instance, for skincare business, then perhaps if you're a business, then perhaps you wanted to be a skincare for acne-prone skin. So you're focusing on positioning yourself on a specific area in the industry. You will be able to not only specifically talk to people who are interested in skincare, but at the same time specifically talking to those people who are struggling on acne or acne-prone skin. So here are some key essentials when it comes to crafting our ideal persona or client avatar. The first is the demographics. So these are the neutral informations that you wanted to understand with your ideal client or ideal customer. This could be perhaps the best assumption of who is our ideal client or customer if we have not worked yet, if we have not tested out our product. Let's say here are some. Let's say, for instance, their age, their demographics, the area or the country that they live with, their socioeconomic status perhaps, or their occupation. So those are the general information when it comes to demographics. And other aspect is the psychographics. So what's going on in their mind, or what they're struggling, what are their pain points, what are the situations that they're going through, and how do they respond with that, and how do they think about it. And other aspects is to understand their lifestyle, the things that they're interested in that is complementary to your business. For instance, for skincare brand, perhaps what is complement to them is makeup, cosmetics, fashion, lifestyle, or wellness. Those are complementary brands that are aligned with skincare. You want to understand how to weave all of this information so that when it comes to creating your content, your captions, it resonates with them. So once we have a clear sense of who is our ideal client, is our ideal customer, now let's move to understanding your positioning and messaging. For instance, you are specifically talking to people who are interested for skincare for acne-prone skin. We all know that there are also existing brands that are not only specifically targeting acne-prone skin or acne-prone acne skincare products. We need to differentiate again and dive deeper of what would really differentiate or make our brand unique. Perhaps you as a business owner, you have an acne prone skin and you have seen in the market what is missing. Perhaps they don't provide right formula or right skincare, or perhaps the skincare ingredient in the market or the existing skincare products in the market for your problems is not really as effective as you want it to be. So you wanted to create a brand that crafts around that. You have an understanding of how to position yourself even though you have competitors, and how you can differentiate yourselves to your competitor. Once you have a clear sense of how to position yourself in the market, you will be able to clearly communicate it with them. For you to understand your ideal persona or ideal customer and to be able to understand how to position yourself, now let's move to market research, competitor analysis. In this area, you will be able to understand what is going on in the market, who are your competitors, what are their social media strategies, what's the gap in the market, or what's going on in the market, and how you could position yourself. This goes back to understanding your ideal persona or your ideal persona and how you would position yourself, because you have a clear sense once you have done this part. Now you have a clear understanding of who your ideal customer, how you will position yourself, and how you will communicate your positioning or where do you stand in the market. Now you have an understanding how to translate or create these words into visuals. This will help you speak not only through words but also through the visuals of your social media presence on Instagram. What I would recommend to you is to create a mood board that would allow you to compile all of the visuals that would resonate when it comes to positioning your ideal customer's lifestyle or your ideal persona and the target market, and how you could differentiate yourself when it comes to visual branding or visual presentation, not only on Instagram and across social media platform, so that your visuals on Instagram, and if you will start to put yourself out there not only on Instagram and other social media platforms, you have a cohesive visuals and messaging across all social media platforms. Once you have done this part, now let's move to the fourth part, which is creating your content calendar. In this part, we're going to map out the things that we have done on the first few steps that we have mentioned earlier. And now we are going to craft that. One of the things that I use for content management is Airtable. I also use Excel when it comes to crafting and creating or compiling my own research when it comes to searching keywords or creating, finding ideas and all of that. In this part, we're going to map out what are the content that we wanted to put out there that is aligned with what we have mentioned in the first few steps in this video. So you can use Airtable for content management or Excel. The key things that you need to keep in mind when it comes to creating your content or mapping out your content for the calendar is to visualize what would be happening in this month or what would be happening in this quarter or this year, so that all of your social media efforts when it comes to creating your content would not go to waste, and to maximize all the resources that you have. Let's say, for instance, if you're doing it yourself, how much time do you really want to exert effort when it comes to creating your own content, so you will be able to maximize the time and resources that you have when it comes to creating your content for your social media. And perhaps you could repurpose this to other social media platforms like Pinterest, TikTok, or Facebook. So those are the things that you want to keep in mind to understand the intent of the end purpose that is aligned with your business goals or social media goals for every piece of content you're going to put out there. Now we're going to write captions, create visuals, or do our hashtag research for this part, because on our earlier step we have laid out already what would be coming up for the whole month. In this part, it's up to you what works best for you. For me, what works best for me is I write first the captions, or I will do first the research. What I would recommend to you is install Keywords Everywhere. Keywords Everywhere help me when it comes to finding the exact keyword, maximizing the right words, so that Instagram would understand what is the intent or what is the intent or what is your Instagram profile is all about. So I would recommend to install Keywords Everywhere, and you will be able to find not only the specific words that you're looking for, but also the hashtags that would help you. When it comes to creating visuals, if you're not a pro or an amateur graphic designer, then Canva is a go-to place for you to create your visuals. They also have their own templates, so you can plug and play and just edit and tweak a little bit depending on your visual branding for your business. When it comes to hashtags, there are two ways that you can do that. You can use a third-party app. You can use a hashtag third-party app that would help you search for specific hashtags. There are a lot of hashtag generator out there. One of the things that I find for me, accessible is Keywords Everywhere, that because that's a Google extension that I use when it comes to not only searching for keywords but also for hashtags. Another one for you is to generally just search it in the search bar on Instagram, and this will help you find specific hashtags. You can use your Instagram search bar to look for specific hashtags that are specifically aligned with the content that you're putting out there on that specific month or aligned with your business. So for instance, if you're a skincare brand who's specifically looking for hashtags on skincare brand for acne, then you'll perhaps look for hashtag acne skincare routine or hashtag acne skincare tips. Or if you wanted to add more local hashtags, then you can perhaps look for hashtag acne skincare products USA or hashtags skincare products PH, so that it would be seen specifically for that specific target audience, specifically on that area. So if you're just a starting business who wants to use hashtag, I would not recommend you to use hashtags that are beyond 500K or million. Although there are a lot of people who use this specific hashtag, there are a lot of content that has been put out there on that specific hashtag, and I would recommend, if you're just starting out, to focus on 500K below, 500K to 10K, so that you get more seen on this specific hashtags that are aligned with your business or the content that you are putting out there. Once you're done creating your captions, your visuals, and your hashtag research, now let's move to the next step, and that is to proofread your content before scheduling or publishing them. A lot of people might not value or skip this step when it comes to proofreading your content, but you might not know by the time you're scheduling your content, there might be specific phrase or words that are much more clear, much more likely would resonate to your ideal client or ideal customer, and you have the permission to tweak that and to edit your content by the time you're scheduling it. And to ensure that you have used the right hashtags, you have proofread, there's no error when it comes to text and phrases. Use Grammarly to check your grammar, the right words and phrases or paragraphs when it comes to constructing your captions. If you're planning to schedule your content, I would recommend to use a free tool, which is Creator Studio, where you will be able to post your content on Instagram and Facebook. And there's also a free version for later, where you will be able to post content as well. But for me, it works best for me to use Creator Studio, because I will be able to post the variations of content like IGTV, carousel, single posts, and short snippets of video. When it comes to Instagram Reels and IG Story, you have to manually add them or upload them on the Instagram app itself. Doing a little bit of manual work on Instagram Stories and Reels is worth it when it has an intent and purpose of why you're using it. It's daily monitoring. So once we have published our content, now it's time for us to engage to our existing audience or perhaps to our potential audience. So when it comes to daily monitoring, you can spend around 10 minutes to an hour when it comes to being present on Instagram itself. Respond to comments, interact with your audience, or engage to your followers. It will help you build your existing audience. Most of all, Instagram loves people who stays on their app. So 10 minutes to 30 minutes or an hour is already enough for you to respond to necessary things that needs to get done or needs to be responded, because social media is not only a social media platform where you could socialize, but also helps you assist your customers' needs. The last part is data analysis. So once we have crafted our content, we have published it out there, and there are a lot of interactions, comments, likes, shares. Now let's analyze the data or the insights of our social media efforts. What you will do is you go to your Instagram app, check insights, and you will be able to see the specific data that you need to gather and to understand. Again, I have mentioned before, in setting your goal and key performance indicator, you will look into specific metrics based on the goal that you have set earlier, and then based on that, based on the content that you put out there, understand what are the top performing content and what are the content that does not work, so you could replicate the top performing content and repeat that same process of what works best on your Instagram account. I hope this video helps you a lot when it comes to crafting your Instagram marketing strategy and to leverage Instagram as a tool for you to increase brand awareness and drive traffic to your website. Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!